Hello, everybody. Welcome to another evening of live streaming. My name is Grey Eagle Senpai. I'm a real world A320 captain, bringing my love for aviation and flight simulation to all you wonderful people out there. How are we all doing this morning, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are around the world? Welcome. We have Pirates Discretion in the chat. Says, howdy, how are you doing? Pirates Discretion, glad you're able to make it out for another evening. This one will be a little bit of a longer flight as we head from Seattle all the way down to San Francisco. We're going to be taking the United A321NEO on down this evening. Should be good fun. Haven't actually flown the INI builds A321, I don't think ever. So hopefully if it's on par with the A330, which I do think it is, it should be pretty much standard Airbus procedures. So nothing big there. And what is this gobbledygook we have going on the board here? Let me go ahead and fix the fly live overlay here. Yeah, no. Let's change that aircraft type, shall we? I think that's what's doing it. This is going to be an A321N. There we go. That's a little bit cleaner. Beautiful. With that all cleaned up there, there was a Philippine airline that was, I think they've already taxied out. Oh, nope, they're going the other direction tonight. So there we go. Oh no, they're gone already. Wow, they are quick. So there was a Philippine 777 out here. They have left the building now. Let's pretend like those are Pratt & Whitneys. We shall pretend like they're Pratt & Whitneys. It is so cool when you're looking at the Pratt & Whitneys start up, because when they start the first engine, the Pratt & Whitneys have the dual cool function, so both of them start spooling, and then one will stop while the other one gets the fuel to continue going. It's quite cool. It's quite cool to look at. Seeing the Pratt & Whitney spool on up. Hopefully when Phoenix does their Neos, they'll do both the CFM and the Pratt & Whitneys. That will be great fun. That way we can have accurate engines on the accurate liveries here. We have what looks like an American ERJ that spawned in there. That's exactly where the Philippine Airlines 777 was, so very interesting. But we are on VATSIM this evening. No ATC. I do have an auto ATC squawk here, so that is at least good there. And without further ado, we will hop on into the aircraft and get things going, shall we? Have you seen the new X-Plane update? What's your opinion on the TOLUS? I have not followed X-Plane in quite some time. I have seen, I think they're in some sort of beta, right? There's an X-Plane beta coming out that fixes a lot of things. I think one of the updates includes a weather radar that actually paints real echoes, not just clouds. So that's going to be very, very interesting. That's going to push Microsoft to continue to up their game as well. So it's I do like the competition that X-Plane brings to the market there. The TOLUS, that used to be my my original airplane there, the TOLUS A319 and A321. That's what I used to fly primarily when I flew an X-Plane. Really good. I mean, TOLUS is to X-Plane as Phoenix is to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like, they pretty much go hand in hand. They are both really good developers for their respective platform there. I cannot hear that. I might have... I cannot hear the CVR test at all. Can I hear... Well, can I at least hear the fire test? Oh, it is very weak in the background. That is very weak. I'll turn this up a little bit. Seems like Microsoft Flight Simulator sounds are a little weak this evening. So hopefully that's coming through. That's alright. Everything else here looks good. We'll test engine fire 1. We already kind of did that. Excellent. Engine fire 2. Beautiful. And lastly, sorry, that was the APU. Now engine fire 2. All of those look good. Hydraulic and fuel panel looks good. We also have the ACT transfer over here. We're not going to worry too much about that. That's more of an ETOMS thing. The electrical panel, go ahead and we can get batteries 1 and 2 off. Let's see if we can, if I can see it from this angle. Yep, I can. There we go. We'll get the batteries back on. And that's about how quick you wanted to see it go down. Beautiful. That is a pass. That's what a pass looks like there. The air conditioning panel all looks good there. The anti-ice all looks good. Per window heat is on auto. Cabin pressurization, we want mode select auto. Landing elevation auto. Ditching hatch is extinguished and guarded. Our lights are all set. Let's go ahead and get the APU turned on. We'll arm the emergency exit lights coming on up to the observer's ACP here. Dreams unit, I should say. We have the PA out into the 3 o'clock position, like I said. The ACT fuel panel, don't need to worry about that. Everything else here looks good. Coming on down, we can go on down to the first officer's clear, or the captain's clear shield here. All the buttons should be extinguished. That all looks good. The current altimeter, let's see if this works. It's, of course, nothing wants to work. The second the stream starts, there we go. Is when we'll take the real world ATIS. Nope, that's San Francisco. For some reason, the charts for San Francisco aren't loading in. I have no clue why it's doing what it is doing. The altimeter is going to be 3009er. So we'll do 3009 set once, set twice, and set thrice. There we go. Looks good there. Beautiful. The EFIS, everything else is set up how it needs to be. On our FCU, we have numbers and digits displayed here. All the push buttons are extinguished. We want to be in heading flight path, or heading vertical speed. That looks good. On the first officer's EFIS, same thing. Everything is set. We have the current altimeter. Flight director constraints are on. Coming on down to the main instrument panel. We'll get rid of you real quick. We have the PFD on the left, the ND on the right, and moving on across, our ISIS is alive. We don't need to worry too much about that. Upper and lower ECAM displays are in the correct orientation. The brake fan is off. Landing gear is down, indicating 3 green. Our anti-skid nozzle steering is on. Correct date and time. That looks good there. Landing gear is down with no red arrow indicating. On the first officer side, ND on the left, PFD on the right. Our brightness is where it just needs to be. Looking beautiful. We have the LEAP 1A engines. That looks good there. We'll go ahead to the init page and do an init request. And, all right, it uplinked the first time around. There we go. And coming on down to our Dreams unit here, let's go ahead, and I forgot to pull up the Seattle CTAF here. Let's go ahead and do that. That's going to be 119.9er. So we'll do 11. Let's go ahead and do this. 119.9er. We'll flip that into the. Okay. Boom. We'll flip that one into the Active, we'll do 1 to 2.8. And we will leave that as is. I'll go ahead and deselect that. The digital RMP panels are so much more ergonomic. The dreams are so much, I mean, it's so much easier to pull things. And supposedly with the dreams, when you get a frequency change here, you can upload it to the standby here and just flop it on over. So that's another really cool feature with the dreams panel, making everything even more efficient there. You gotta love it. Okay. So we have that all set. We got an auto ATC of 1546, and we're in standby, so that's good. Our integral lighting looks good, and our weather radar is off. And on this one, with this weather radar, you want the when we go to turn on the predictive wind shear, you gotta actually turn it on to either 1 or 2. So we'll flip it up to 1, and that should turn the weather and predictive wind shear on, and then this will actually turn on what you see in terms of weather. So there we go. A slightly different weather radar there. This is actually one of the better radars. I really love flying with that radar. Coming on up to the center pedestal here, we'll recall any messages here. It's not going to do the recall thing. Alrighty, that is quite all right. We'll go ahead and hit clear anyway. Thrust levers at idle. Our trim should be at 0. Engine masters are off. Mode is norm. Speed brakes are disarmed. The flaps are up. The rudder trim is at 0. The parking brake is set for now. Let's go ahead and do an accumulator check, shall we? So I'll press down both brakes. We'll release the parking brake. I'll depress the left brake and press it back down. Depress the right brake and press it back down. Beautiful. That looks good. That is how it should look there versus what the Phoenix is. So I think the Phoenix just has a little bug there. And our gravity gear extension is stowed. The first officer's FC or McDo looks good there. No need to go to the menu, the Atsu menu here. There's not much really to gain there. The Dreams panel over here, and that's the other thing. So there's pros and cons with the new Dreams, right? So the pros is a lot more efficiency. The bad thing is what a lot of times you'll do just for efficiency when you're on the ground is you'll preload your departure frequency into the standby on the number 1 side. Well, you can't do that now because they share the same screen. Essentially, they act as one unit. So what you do in one, let's say our departure frequency is 124.5, clear, 124.5. Well, guess what? Now 124.5 is over there. So you want to you want to be careful with that. It changes up your flow just a little bit, but it being so much more efficient in button pushing and frequency swaps is so much more so much worth it, and so much better, so much more worth it, so much, I don't know. I'm no good at English. There we go. Our lighting panel looks good down here. Let's go ahead and check our oil quantity. Another thing you got to do, and the Neos come all the way up top. You get FADEX 1 and 2 on. Then you can check your oil quantity, and then you can turn your FADEX off. So that's kind of how that goes there, and you see they turn right back off again. So you gotta remember to do that when you step on the airplane there. All hydraulics all look good. We don't have any weird status messages. That looks good. Oxygen is a little low, but still pretty good. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into programming our McDo here. So we're Seattle, San Francisco, Sacramento is the alternate, United 3318, cost index of 47, flight level 370. All of this is what you would actually uplink in real life, so that is actually really good. How that uplinked there, we'll go ahead and view the OFP through here. Our block fuel is going to be 20.3. Go ahead and set that. Route reserve of 0. It won't let me do that. Can I do slant 0? Okay. It made it small, but still. 0.1. So that's just, I don't know. That's a weird thing there. Let's just go ahead and put in the 2.5 for our alternate fuel. Won't worry too much about the route reserve. It is small, so I'm just not going to worry about it there. Coming back to our flight plan here, departure is going to be 34 right. We'll depart on the Harbob 6. There we go. With the E-Rave transition. Beautiful. Do you prefer Honeywell or Talus boxes? You know, I mean, they're both fairly similar to each other with minor differences here and there. And for the most part, you'll never notice the minor differences. Really, the biggest difference you'll notice is the direct to page is slightly different. INI does their box a little weird in the sense that, like, if we'll just insert this. Like, if I go here, like, they don't insert a discontinuity. There should be, like, that should be a discontinuity there before you get to San Francisco. So that's one of the things I noticed about how they have it set up. Also, San Francisco should be in right, or it is in white down here, but there should definitely be a discontinuity between Malbec and San Francisco. So that's just like one of the things that, even though it's a Honeywell McDo, it should still be doing a lot of the same things that the fly-by-wire or the Phoenix or any of the other Airbuses do. So, but their McDo has gotten significantly better over the years. We'll do 28 right, and we're going to be on the Bodega or Malbec transition. We'll go ahead and insert that. And another thing is, like, because of how it does things, like, you can't, like, now it inserts a discontinuity, right? Because there's a manual as we go in onto the ILS there. But, like, if I wanted to change the star, like, I have to pull the heading and then come back in here and change the star and then manage our lateral version of our flight plan. So it's just a few very interesting ways that INI has programmed this box. Again, much better than what we got by default, but by no means is it a perfect McDo. So that's my opinion there. I mean, I'm used to Talus, but that's just what I trained on. I've trained on both, so. But I'm just used to the Talus McDo. And that's what you get with the Phoenix and the fly-by-wire. They use the Talus version of the MCDU. Let's just go ahead and request the win. It never hurts to re-request the wins there. Performance page. Let's go ahead and we'll get rid of you. We'll apply those loads. We'll do instant. This is going to be the downfall of me. The fact that keeps doing that. All right, payload applied. That's good. That should be good. Get a zero fuel weight of 139.6 with a live weight of 160.0 and a 0. Okay, so hopefully I'll have to probably come back to this. Let's see. 34 right. Yeah. What did we say the weather was? The wind's 310 at 10, so we're not gonna take a headwind. We'll just call it aircraft control disabled when they keep. Oh, that's interesting. what is happening? Yeah, we won't take credit for headwinds. I have no clue what happened here. Weather. And it's going to crash out again, isn't it? 25 degrees. I would much rather have an on little keyboard down here. I'd much rather prefer that. 3009er, 300. Nope, that is not a 0009er. Alrighty. And our weight is going to be 160.0. 1 plus F, air conditioning on NIS off. Okay, now let's see if that will calculate. It did. It is calculating a toga takeoff. Alrighty. Config 2. Calculate. Are we really going to be doing that? Okay. That makes no sense. Force toga is off. We are well below. We'll calculate that out. Yeah, I don't know why it's not calculating a toga temperature. Could it be? It's 3-4. Alrighty. Okay, we'll just toga out of here. Not going to think too much about it. I have no clue why it's not giving me a flex temp. I don't know. Again, this is my first time flying this airplane, so we're figuring this out together. I do have to say, zero fuel weight and zero fuel weight CG values disagree. Confirm. What do you mean zero fuel weight, zero fuel CG? Oh, wait, no. Let's go to init. Number 2. Oh, I should probably put in the actual values here. That's probably why. Our zero fuel weight is going to be 139.6 and 30.7. So 139.6 and 30.7. There we go. That will be a lot better. Okay, there we go. We'll confirm our takeoff data 161, 163, 166. Flaps 3. Where are you getting flaps 3 from? Oh. Let's try that again. Calculate. We will send to make do. I wonder if it needs like the 0.09er in there. Will that make a difference? Okay. There we go. So you got to put in the decimal point there. So takeoff data uplink will hit confirm takeoff data 127, 144, 146, flex 63. That's going to be flaps 1 and up 0.2. We'll go next phase. We'll do 290 in the descent. That seems. Don't make me do slant 290. Come on. Come on, why are you making me work so hard? And for the secondary flight plan, we'll just copy on over our active there. There we go. We'll put you on performance. I'll leave this on performance at least for now. Beautiful. And, well, actually, let's go into our flight plan here. And let's go ahead and do a quick flight plan review, shall we? If this will ever decide that it wants to bring it up. I have no clue why the charts are not acting right. Like I have the external app up as well, and it is taking forever to load as well. So alrighty, let's go ahead, take a look here. We'll zoom in here. 34 is going to be the runway 34 right. So our first fix is going to be, what is that? Dodov. So we will proceed on course to Dodv, and then Rural, that's going to be at or above 3,100 feet. Adami, Brim, and we'll come all the way back down to Harab at or above 10,000 feet. Beautiful. From there, we'll go down to Erave. From Erave, we'll proceed on the Quebec 1 to Etchi. So we got the Quebec 1. We'll take that all the way down to Etchi. Then direct to Malbec. Malbec is going to be the transition on the Bodega. Or we got 660 miles on the box. Our flight plan calls for 661. That is very, very, very close there. With that, we will ask our Ghost FO if they have any threats, and the biggest threat will be taxiing and departure out of here. Excellent. Yeah, I would agree that those are some pretty big threats. It's going to be a very short taxi out of here as well, since we're pretty much right near the end of the runway. If I can bring up the airport diagram, that would be fantastic. Man, I have no clue why Navigraph charts are loading so slow tonight. But either way, here, I'll just bring this on over. Boom. So we'll push back, probably taxi this way around the ramp instead of this way. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And we'll take Bravo on down to 34 right. Plan of flaps 1 flex, standard reject considerations. Any questions about what we need to reject for? Nope. Excellent. In the event of an engine failure, we'll proceed straight ahead to about 3,000 feet, clean up the aircraft, work the cam, and make an emergency return back around to either 34 right, since that is the longest runway, but if we need to, 34 center or 34 left. Otherwise, we do not have ATC online, so we're going to go all the way up to flight level 370 here. I have no clue. There we go. Do you ever get digits in here when there shouldn't be? Just reset the flight directors. 370, we have Unicom set in the standby there, and we also have a squawk 1546. Any questions? No further questions. Alrighty, let's do our before every flight flow here. IRs are a line. Recorder ground control is on. EFIS is set. Terrain on ND is on. ISIS is a line. Our parking brake is on and checked. Our Dreams is set. We can go data, position monitor, look up the coordinates here, 4727.0, 4726.4, good enough for me, and 122.18.7, 122.17.9. That puts us pretty much in the vicinity of Seattle there. ND looks appropriate. PFD, we have V1, Magenta V2, climb and nav, blue flight directors 1 and 2. And does this work? Nope, it does not work. Not going to worry about that too much. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps on. We can turn the external power off, get the APU bleed going, turn the fasten seatbelt sign on. Beautiful. We can't check the engine oil. I mean, we can go back up top, but we already did that. So I'm not going to worry about that part of our flow. Our fuel on board balanced, and the pumps are on hydraulics. All look good. Pressurization auto with the correct landing elevation. And we already checked their engine oil, so that all looks good. Let's go ahead and do a before start checklist. Recorder ground control, that is on. Flight forms and maintenance log on board. It's been reviewed. Aircraft is going to be 4502. Fuel quantity 20.3 required, 20.3 on board. Takeoff performance, we got 127, 144, 146 with a flex of 63. Oxygen checked. even though we can't really check it. Seatbelt sign is on. ECAM is checked. The parking brake is on and checked. MCDU set. Altimeters 3009 are set thrice. And departure briefing is reviewed. The before we start checklist is complete. Alrighty, we'll go ahead and close that door up, and we will get GSX ready to push us back here. Let's see. Prepare for pushback and departure. There we go. Yeah, I'm not too sure if GSX actually will show with the way the INI does it. I have to do a little bit more research to see how INI and GSX interact with each other. But I would think when I say prepare for pushback and departure, that would mean that you actually begin preparing for pushback and departure. Departure clearance request on waiting for a GPU and other. Oh, okay. Yeah. Toggle the GPU. That is gone. Waiting for other services to complete. There we go. Beautiful. Do I get to arm the doors in this? I don't think I get to arm the doors. I don't toggle pushback, luggage catering. No, I don't think I have to toggle arming the doors. So that is fine. That is perfectly fine. Wing walkers getting into position. Are they going to hook up the tug or no? Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get the beacon light on. There we go. Slides are armed. Alrighty. Got one person under the nose. I think they're putting in the steering bypass pin there. Here we go. There comes our truck. I guess we'll push nose to the right. Let's see if it pushes us into the let's see if it pushes us into the jet bridge like it did last night. That was very interesting. GSX always up with some surprises there. Alrighty, we'll do a nose to the right this time and see how that works. Brakes release, clear to push. Okay. It's not doing anything crazy yet. Alright. Okay, I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. Alrighty, it's not really pushing us onto a line, it seems like. It's just turning our nose. Alrighty. A little better than last night. Although I'm still questioning which direction my nose is gonna go with the way they're pushing back. It's all in the ground crew's hands now. Alrighty, let's put a pause to our ground music there. Alright, I think things are starting to come along. I hear another airplane somewhere, I just don't know where. Look at those motors. Beautiful. Alrighty, we'll wait for the pushback to complete. I'll set the brakes and we'll get the engines going. In fact, I'll begin turning up the volume now. Alrighty, I think they're done with the pushback. We'll go ahead and set our brakes. There we go. They're getting ready to disconnect the tug. Let's go ahead and head inside, and let's listen to these engine starts, shall we? Now it is I, and it's a default. It's a default airplane, so I'm not expecting it to be Phoenix quality. But let's listen. Hello, Silos. Welcome back. Welcome. Glad you're able to make it back out to another live stream. Welcome to the Eagle's Nest. Glad you made it back out. How are you doing this afternoon? Not bad. Just slowly going through a meeting right now. So thought I would hop in right on. Well, hopefully your meeting is going quite well there, Silos. Hopefully it's going quite well there. Hopefully you have things just ever so slightly lower in the background. Yeah, the sounds are very generic. I can't lie. The sounds, I mean, it is an I aircraft. It's almost like the 330. The 330 has like very basic generic sounds, not really like, you know, life-changing or anything like that. So, there we go. 2 good engine starts. Flaps 1. Like, I hear none of the clicking sounds. Like, it is very impressive how little, like, there's a little the auditory. Like, I hear more air conditioning sounds than I do anything else. Let's see here. I'm gonna blank out the screen real quick just to see what's in the settings page here. And I'll throw up the BRB. Even though I'm still right here, I just want to take a look at my settings real quick to see if there is something for sound, and there is not something for sound. Cool. So no way to really adjust the sound. I'm not really mad about it. I mean, it is what it is. They desperately need a sound pack for this. I mean, it looks so good. I mean, the texturing in this is very nice, very crisp. I just wish that you could, like, that should be it. I should be able to hear that click. When I hit that button, I should be able to hear that click. I don't hear a click. All I hear is air conditioning. So that's, yeah, there's things to be desired of the sound set in this, which is, I mean, it is what it is. It's quite all right. Let's see. I didn't finish my checklist here. Alrighty, after start checklist. Engine and ice we don't need. Our status is checked and our rudder trim is at 0. The after start checklist is complete. Let's just go ahead and swing the flight controls right here while we're waiting, since it is a pretty short taxi out of here. Alrighty. Pull up. Full down. neutral, full left, full right, neutral. We'll hit the rudders. Full left, full right, neutral. It is definitely weird. I have no curve on the rudders because I'm so used to the Phoenix, and it just moves so easily, whereas the Phoenix actually gives it that slight little rudder delay there, versus it being instantaneous. That is quite all right. Let's see. We'll go max on the auto brakes. It is 2 units up on the trim. Like I said, we'll go to 1 for our predictive wind shear, and let's do a takeoff configuration check. That all looks good. We're running before takeoff checklist. Flaps, we have 1 planned in here, 1 indicated. Takeoff data and speeds are all checked. Our weight is 159.8, and we were looking at 160.0. Our stab trim is at, oh, why is that blue? So weird. Because blue are numbers you can change. That should not be blue. 30.4%. And we were looking at 30.4%. Excellent. Flight controls are checked. TK memo. Take off. No blue. We are to the line. Let's go ahead and bring up our taxi diagram here. I'll move you on off to the side as well. I'll zoom out just a little bit. We'll move you on off to that side there. We'll release our parking brake. Make our call out. Hello, Seattle Traffic United 3318 will be taxiing runway 34 right via Bravo, Seattle Traffic. Beautiful. No one really online, so not too much to worry about there. We'll taxi right under this glorious overpass here. Give it a little juice. Oh yeah, I mean it really, the sounds are just your default sounds. What can you say? Like, it is what it is. I know. You know, I'm sure they got paid to build this out. But I'm sure they didn't get paid what they would make if they were actually putting in the time and effort to sell a third-party A321NEO. Like, this doesn't feel like they were trying to make it good so that the community will want to buy it. Uh-oh. And I shouldn't have gone. Okay. Alrighty. Well, should not have gone that way. Let's see. Pirate's discretion. How do I slew? I have no clue how to slew. Let's see. Back inside we go. Figure this out. Wow, I know. Default is Zobo Airport. What are you gonna do? You're clipping that. Yeah. You literally can't make that up. All right. Let's see here. The good thing is, with everything the way it is, I could probably run this through real quick if I reset the flight. Hashtag top 10 great eagle moments, right? And I always forget what it is to slew, because slewing will take care of this. Slew. Toggle slew, shift Z, and then what do I want? I want a U and O, or roll. Okay, shift Z, U and O, shift Z, shift Z. Alrighty. Well, that corrects that. Alrighty, here's what we will do. We will go the other way. Oh man. No, you're right, Silos. Yeah, it's Control Z. There, yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Pirate's Discretion. Why I feel like, so why is logical to me, because I'm pretty sure that was in the FSX days. Used to be that used to be the slew was Y. Which is why I can never remember what the slew button is, because I'm so used to it just being the Y button. So there we go. Gotta clip that. Put it on just I don't know. Sometimes a Zobo you win, sometimes a Zobo you just don't. So there we go. We'll just make our way out this way then. No one saw that, right? We're good? No one saw that? Stream freeze? I'm not showing the stream freeze. Did my stream freeze there? Guys, I'm showing in the YouTube studio, it's going strong. Look at that. You can see. Look at this. Asobo, fix that. Why is there a crease in the runway, Asobo? This is just like things that like just make a small update. It really isn't that hard. Although to be fair, I haven't flown in San Francisco in a while. I hope the correct San Francisco is installed, the default one. We'll see how this takeoff goes with that little kink in the runway there. Let's see. We'll go below the line. Give me 1 second. It's the same thing on 2020. So, so is it Y in 2020 as well? Or is it Control Z?
Seattle traffic, good afternoon.
TARA, there we go. Looks good. So, runway and FMS, we have runway 34 right in the box on the screen and out the window. That is checked. Our minimum takeoff fuel is 19.8 required, 19.9 on board. Flight attendants, we'll go ahead and notify them. How about that? Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff. They're notified. Engine mode is norm, and our TCAS TARA, the before takeoff checklist, is complete. Oh, this is a weird way to get to the runway. I do forget they have this weird thing here. We'll take it all the way to the end. How about that? Y on 2020. Oh, okay. So 2020 is Y, but yeah, and that's the thing. I don't know why Asobo decided to just randomly start changing keybinds for 2024. Obviously, there's a few more things you can do in 2024, like get out and walk around, and maybe that's why they had to change some of the keybinds. They needed more control, more fine control. Alrighty. We'll hold up here. It looks like someone's coming in to land 3-4 right. So we will hold for them. Or I don't know if they're lined up for 3-4 right. They might be lined up for the other runway. Yeah, I think they're actually lined up for the other runway here. 3-4 center, maybe? You dumped it in the general. Okay, when you get airborne, I'm gonna have to open up Discord. Look at that, Virgin Atlantic A350. Came in low, but that's quite all right. There we go, beautiful. Alrighty, let's go ahead and hop back into the aircraft here. Seattle traffic, United 3318, lining up runway 34 right, Seattle traffic. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and do our little ding dong there, get everything on. Beautiful. I'll probably let him cross 3-4 right before we begin our takeoff roll. Just because, why not? It's the courteous thing to do. Again, why? Oh, because, okay.
Virgin 105 Heavy, cleared 3
There we go.
Holding at 34 right.
Oh, Virgin, you can go ahead and cross. We'll hold for you.
Back and cross.
Affirmative.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Let's see how bad this is going to be. I'm a little worried about that kink in the runway, but it is what it is. There's the Virgin crossing downfield there. Beautiful A350.
Channel Center, Virgin 105 Heavy, cleared 34 right. Or cross 34 right.
Seattle traffic, United 3318, departing runway 34 right. We will be departing the pattern to the south. Seattle traffic. Alrighty. There we go. I'll turn up the sounds a little bit here so you can hear how super amazing, fantastic the I&I sounds are. We'll go 50%. Flex. Thrust set. Wish us luck here. 80. Here comes the... I don't know what this is. Yeah. Needless to say, I won't be V1 flying into Seattle anytime soon. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Feels like we're tracking off one side of the runway there. That's alright. Climb. Climb is sad. How the FedEx lever... There. I was like, how am I getting an asymmetric thrust? That would explain why. Thus far, not in love with how this hand flies. And it's doing the same thing the A350 does, which is it's constantly trying to figure out where the characteristic speeds should be. Like if you look down at green dot, it keeps flickering. Seems like it's constantly trying to recalculate what the speed should be, and it keeps giving that flicker. But thus far, I'm not too impressed with how it hand flies. Seattle traffic, United 3318 is at 4,000. Climbing flight level 370, departing the pattern to the south. Last call, Seattle traffic. Alrighty, let's go ahead and switch on over to Unicom there. Bring the volume back down. This one, it seems like you need a lot more positive command from the side stick, and it'll fly what you tell it to if you just give it nice positive commands. Do not know why suddenly we're getting GPS primary. Yes, I know we're in GPS primary. Beanie Baby Gaming, hello, how are you doing this evening? Welcome. Glad you can make it back out to another stream. You said get. That's the rest gonna say getter. And just finished my stream up there. Going to have to take a look at that. Probably watch a little bit of that replay once we get leveled off here in Cruise. Beanie Baby Gaming, how was your stream this evening? I know Mickey Mike has his stream going on as well. So if you have come over from Mickey Mike's channel, thank you very much. Really do appreciate you coming over and giving a subscribe. If you haven't gone and seen Mickey Mike, head on over to his channel. He is also this evening flying the A321NEO, but he is flying out of I forget where he's going. He's going to Birmingham in England. And I think he's flying somewhere out of Germany. I do not know the airport code. So if you could hop on over to his stream there, give him a like and a subscribe. Hopefully his airplane didn't decide it wanted to flip upside down on the taxi out like mine did. Let's go ahead and get all the lights off. We'll go ahead and let them know we have left sterile. And let's go ahead and get that autopilot on there. Let's see if we can see anything out of the windows. I don't have the best wing view set up. There we go. Get a little bit of Seattle down there. Love the wing flex though. Really good job I&I builds with the wing flex. Let's see. You said it was nice. It took off out of Juneau with a 0-vis takeoff and a crosswind, and then landing gear would have probably been broken in my landing into Sitka. I'm pretty sure, doesn't Sitka have a pretty short runway as well? I'm pretty sure Sitka has a fairly short runway. So I mean, you know, I wouldn't say you broke the landing gear. I said you made positive contact with the runway there. I mean, and it's going to be like that for all short runways, to be honest. Let's see if I can find my... I think I closed out Discord. No, I didn't. No, we won't switch any of that. Alrighty, coming up through transition altitude here. Go ahead and get that light off. We'll do transition standard. Set once, set twice, and set thrice. Beautiful. We're on our way up to, or down to, I should say, San Francisco. I'll go ahead and zoom all the way out. We'll put it on 320. There we go. Cruise mode engage there. We'll go ahead and get our shades drawn. like that. Did I close this door? Oh yes, I remembered to close that door. Wow. Look at me go. Alrighty. Let's see. Find this here. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, for those who I do not know how you even clipped the chat there. Very, very interesting. All right. So let's see. I made a new button for today, kinda. So let's see if I can get this to work. And of course, on the video, I have the sound off. Should I turn the sound up, I guess? Yeah, we'll turn the sound up. Why not? Why not? We'll turn the sound up on that. I'll turn the sound down a little bit in the sim. A little more than what it already is. Beautiful. Let's see. Let's do an outside view. Maybe an outside view there. All right. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna shut up. I'm just gonna play this. I'm gonna listen to it as well. This is literally about 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago in the stream.
But I'm sure they didn't get paid what they would make if they were actually putting in the time and effort to sell a third-party A321NEO. Like this doesn't feel like they were trying to make it good so that the community will want to buy it. So, and I shouldn't have gone. Okay. Alrighty. Well. Should not have gone that way. Let's see. Pilot's discretion. How do I slew? I have no clue how to slew. So, but I'm sure they didn't get.
I can only laugh at that. I can only laugh at that. Absolutely hilarious. Thanks, Pirate's Discretion, for clipping that and putting that back on. Putting that back up. Absolutely. I'm over here just dying. Oh man. I can't believe it. Well, I mean, Azobo is gonna do Azobo things, I guess. I have no clue. Beanie Baby Gaming says I'm gonna go check on Mike. No problem, Beanie Baby Gaming. You're over there, and in fact, I kind of have him going in the background there. Oh, did he switch? Oh, he switched. He switched. He's not in the Neo anymore. He's because I swear I thought he was going to be doing some Neo ops. Now he's in the Phoenix A321. So I don't know if the default Asobo one was giving him issues or something like that, or not. But it looks like he's up and going in the Phoenix A321 as of right now. So got that there. Beanie Baby Gaming says, I mean, right on the markers at negative 572 with a 1.13 G. I mean, it's still not bad. Still not bad. Beautiful. We'll get our in-flight music going as well. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm Paris Discretion. I'm gonna have to download your cut there, and hopefully you don't mind if I repost it as like a shorts video sometime. Maybe tomorrow when I have a little bit of time, I'll try to download it and repost it as a shorts video. So the airports we figured out. Let's see, Denver. Denver has some sort of invisible wall that you just will not stop. It will just, you can't taxi. You'll just run into some sort of invisible wall. And then I guess Seattle, you cannot taxi under the bridge in Seattle, because that just leaves you. It will literally try to taxi you on top of the bridge. I do like how INI has the full airplane cabin simulated. But I wish they would let you get a little bit closer to the windows, because I don't do like that weird trick. I know there's a trick where you can like change your default sitting position and then switch over to like the FO, and it will just slide you outside of the airplane essentially. And that's how a lot of people set up their camera views. I just like getting up, walking to the back of the cabin and setting up my my wing views. And if I would let us get a little bit closer to the sidewall, I could have a much better wing views. I mean, it is nice and realistic how we have the full cabin here, and this definitely has a very beautiful wing flex. I'm not gonna lie. But I wish we could get a little bit closer to the window so we can see a little bit more of the outside and a little bit less of the cabin. This is all cabin. Like, this is a good view right here, but that's a terrible view. Now it could be a good view where I could see more outside, but again, to do that you wouldn't see the engine. Like if I had set this up so we can see perfectly fine outside, right? You can see perfectly fine outside, but now you're not going to see the engine, and we all know the shot is of the engine. Like, that's what we want to see. A little bit of the engine there, not just a porthole with scenery. So there we go. That might be a slightly better view. Should I save that view? I don't want to mess up my keybind or my wing views right now. Plus, I kind of forgot what my keybinds are to save all my views, and I don't want to get them mixed up and have two of the same view. Let's take a look. Our climb rate, 1,800 feet at 31,000 feet. Because we're so insanely light, we're getting just such great climb performance out of this aircraft. Let's see, what was my arrival fuel? Okay, arriving with 10.7, so we're gonna burn another 9,000. Okay, so alrighty, I'm just doing a little mental math with how much fuel I want to have when I get to San Francisco. One of the things that we should be doing through 10,000 feet, we'll go to winds. We'll do another wind request. Really, the winds only update so many times in a 24-hour period, but you want to, or at least at our company, you want to reinsert those uplinked winds, because that will start position reporting. So it'll automatically start your position reporting to the company. Otherwise, if you don't, then you get an ACARS message saying that it hasn't received a position report in like 90 minutes or something like that. So that's one of the reasons you want to uplink the winds once you go through 10,000 feet there. And see, there's definitely some sort of calculation running like every so often in the background, because you just saw, I don't know if anyone else noticed that, the magenta line keeps popping up and down, pops up and down like a momentary glitch, where it just keeps going up and down. And I noticed it does it on the INI A330 as well. So there's definitely something in the software that is constantly adjusting something, and you can see it. It's not making it a very smooth transition. It either is or it isn't. which is fine. I do have to. I eventually have to write up a report from this last trip that I was on, and it's never any fun when you have to write reports. And this one's not in a bad way. No one's in any trouble. It's just company wants a report for some of the smallest stuff. It's so petty. But speaking about like company stuff, like the several people around the industry have been let go from their jobs over recent posts. And I mean, I don't think any one airline has been immune to an employee posting about recent events, which is in violation of the social media policy, right? Or, I mean, I wouldn't say it's in violation of the social media policy as much as it reflects back on the company. And then the company has to come out and take a stance saying, this is not what we believe in. So I know we're all here. We're all on this social media platform together. Let's keep it civil and let's keep it positive. Let's spread more love. That's what the world needs. There's a lot more love here. So, you will never hear me get into anything political on this channel. So I will keep that at that. We are here to spread love, not hate. So there we go. On with that. That's just the latest stuff going around the industry right now. Are people posting things, and when you post the airline that you work for, I think that's the biggest thing. When you post the company that you work for, it does come back and reflect on the company. Whether you're in aviation or not, and it does come back and reflect on the company. So that's why a lot of companies are taking the stance they are taking. But with that said, pirates' direct discretion. You mentioned, how do airlines make money? The economics of an airline. Wow, where should I start? We have the airline has a lot of costs that they do have to balance, right? You have some of the more obvious costs, right? Like the airplane, that's a very obvious in-your-face cost. And different airlines have different models for that, right? So a lot of airlines will lease their airplanes from a leasing company. Some airlines will outright buy them from the manufacturer. And that's how you get some pretty good heavy discounts. So you never actually know how much an airline spends to buy an airplane when they buy it directly from the manufacturer, because the manufacturer gives all types of deals and discounts when it comes to like purchasing an airplane. But that's also how you get certain airlines like the Southwests of the world that only fly one specific fleet, because Boeing gave Southwest such a great offer that they absolutely could not turn it down, and so they've just kind of been on the Boeing bus for quite some time. I don't know if that's ever going to change. Like, are they ever going to switch up and move to Airbus? I mean, maybe sometime in the future. I mean, look at Allegiant. So Allegiant is now flying Max 7s. Is it Max 7s or Max 8s there? And they've been an Airbus only airline for quite some time now. They used to fly back in the day. They had the MD-80. That was kind of cool seeing this over MD-80. And then from there, no, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking Silver MD-80. I'm thinking Spirit. Oh my goodness. No, they flew the MD-80 for quite some time. Allegiant did, and then they retired those. And went to an all Airbus fleet. And, you know, it kind of seemed like Airbus would be the way to go with them. But I guess Boeing, again, came in and gave them a deal they absolutely could not refuse, and are taking them up on the MAX 8 versus getting Airbus 320neos. I don't know if 320neos are going to be in Allegiant's future. You know, are they going to be retiring the Airbus fleet and switching over to an all Boeing fleet? I have no clue. But obviously the big operating expense is buying the airplane, whether you lease it from a leasing company or buy it with investor cash. That is one way there to acquire your airplanes. Once you do have that asset, though, things become a lot easier. There's a lot of people say, why are airline XYZ still flying this ancient airplane? For example, why is Delta flying ancient 717s? Well, the 717 is really good at doing short hops, right? That's its job, and the 717 is pretty much a paid for airplane. So they got the airplane for cheap, and they're not paying on any loans on it. So they're essentially, if they can pack that airplane full, that is a money making machine for them. So that's why you get a lot of airlines that keep flying around ancient airplanes. It's because, well, they've had them so long that they just own the airplane. They can pack it, and once they know where their break-even threshold is, anything above that is straight profit. The biggest other operating expense for an airline, obviously, being the flight crew. And it goes back and forth between flight crew and fuel. It's going to be either one or the other. And that is the biggest variable there. How much is it going to cost to staff the airplane? And, the company has a number on how that breaks down. Fuel is up and down. They're always trying to figure out what the fuel price is going to be here or there or everywhere. And so that is the biggest thing. And then there's all the hidden stuff that no one really sees, right? No one really sees the dispatcher, right? But that is a completely necessary part, a completely necessary job, right? Someone has to dispatch that flight. So there's a cost there. The maintenance guy, the maintenance technician, that comes and fixes the airplane, that's a fixed cost that has to be accounted for. The baggage handlers, that is a fixed cost that has to be accounted for. And different airlines have different strategies for that. Some airlines like to contract out where they possibly can to save a little bit of money on their payroll expenses, and oftentimes it could be a little cheaper than if they were to staff a gate themselves. Gate agents, reservation agents, you have a whole team of staff that no one really sees behind the scenes doing all that stuff, the catering, right? And when you look at the economics of what an airline makes on a flight, even when you have a flight packed full of people, you're making, I think I saw a documentary a few decades ago where they actually track the flight, everything that goes on the flight, from cleaning the airplane to boarding the aircraft all the way to its destination and deplaning. The flight made less than $30. So you're operating on razor thin profit margins already. And then something comes along, let's say COVID comes along and people stop flying. Well, there goes any sort of hope of having a profit. Now, a lot of times, to the break-even point being about 70% capacity on a flight, right? You're talking, if you can get that airplane full, your profit margin goes way up for operating that same flight. It's always a balancing game between what people are willing to pay and what companies are trying to make as a profit. And you see more and more nowadays, it seems like the Southwests, the Americans, the Deltas, the Uniteds, the big thing is credit card sales, or not credit card sales, but credit card applications, right? Getting and approving credit card applications so that those people are pretty much in your ecosystem, right? Have a brother-in-law that moved from Dallas, and when he lived in Dallas, he flew American through and through. Why? American's the biggest airline in Dallas. It's very simple. If you want to go anywhere in the world, and he was flying a lot of international at the time, if you want to go anywhere in the world, it's going to be on American out of Dallas, right? Direct, nonstop, whatever you want to call it. And now he lives in San Francisco, so he ditched his American card and has a United Explorer card now. It's there definitely is a little bit of a little bit of an incentive there when someone gets the credit card to stick with that one airline, because you want to build up the points. You want to use those points of that one airline. You want to gain the status on that one airline, right? If you're a Delta, a Delta person, you want to get that medallion status, right? And so it's just one of those things that if you have the card, you're gonna use that card. You want the miles. You want to move up in tiers to gain the benefits of having that card, and in that way, that greatly benefits the airline by partnering with these banks that have these cards, because now they know they have a repeat customer and they're always going to have that customer. Whereas you have Allegiant, right? They're not really into the credit card sales. They do more in-flight sales and doing snacks and drinks and stuff like that. That's pretty much where they're making their revenue from. And it can drive up their profits that way, versus a full service airline like the big four, or I mean, really even JetBlue you can consider a full service airline, right? You have American, JetBlue, United, Delta, Southwest, right? So it's pretty much the big five, because JetBlue doesn't have, you're not paying for every little thing. And one of the things I do like about JetBlue, one, Dunkin' Donuts coffee, right? Two, satellite TV. I almost forgot about the satellite TV. So that's actually three things. So one, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Two, satellite TV. And three, actual snacks. They actually have snack baskets. It's not like, and it's like the snack basket that they would give the first class at most other airlines are the snack baskets you get on a JetBlue flight. You don't just get two little cookies, or what is it, a Stroop waffle, right? You can, some companies have Stroop waffles. You actually get like a full on like little, I mean, that's a kid-sized bag of chips, right? So those are the reasons I do like flying on JetBlue. Hopefully they stay around because they definitely have something unique going on. Hawaiian as well has something unique. It's going to be interesting to see how they navigate with this Alaska merger here. Are they going to be two separate and equal companies, or are they going to merge into one company there? It's going to be very, very, very interesting to see. But there is, I know I'm going on and on and on and on, but there's so many different facets to what needs to happen correctly for an airline to make money. That any one variable could be a loss of revenue on that flight. And so that's why there's not really a lot of airlines. In fact, now I think there's no airlines. It used to be Southwest being the lone airline, but now I think even Southwest has eventually had to declare a bankruptcy. And they had been the only airline to make it through 9/11, and then all the way, I think COVID is what did it, all the way up to COVID without ever losing money. So that is truly, or furloughing? Was it furloughing? I think it's furloughing. But that, which is truly an amazing feat. Almost every airline in history has had some sort of downturn, some sort of bankruptcy, some sort of furlough, layoff, whatever you want to call it, because profits are just so hard to chase that in the slightest of downturns, the easiest thing to do is to let go of your workforce until you come out on the other side of it. Unfortunately, that's just the nature of the industry. It's up and down. And right now it's up. It doesn't hurt that one of the reasons it's up are the retirements that are coming. We'll see if they change the retirement age to 65. You mentioned that you're a real A320 pilot. What would you say is your favorite route in real life? That is a hard one to say. I don't really have a like a favorite route, if that makes any sense. I don't really. I mean, yeah, I don't really have a favorite route. I don't even have a favorite destination. They're all different and unique in different ways, right? I do like flying down to the Caribbean, just because it's, even though they're smaller airports, usually the runways are pretty rough condition. But you get down there, and even though you're the one taking people to and from vacation, you feel like you're on vacation too. Like, you get down there, the weather's warm, it's sunny, and everyone's happy to be there. So I would say going down to the Caribbean is one of my favorite places to fly to. Outside of that, I don't really have like routes that I just like absolutely like I have to do this route all the time. And now you got me thinking. Now that's gonna again. Let me think about it throughout the flight, and I'll get back with you on that one. That is a good question there. But yeah, I'm sorry, Silas. I really don't have a good answer for you there. I wish I did. But you know, it's I would say it's more or less about the city that I'm flying to versus the route to get there. Right? There's some cities that, you know, I actually don't mind flying to. You know, one of the places I like overnighting is Phoenix, Arizona. Even though it can be crazy hot in the summertime, it's actually, you know, pretty nice place to overnight. I try to keep it, you know, fairly domestic. So I don't usually go down to the islands or down to any of the vacation destinations in Mexico, and I definitely don't go too far north of the border or south of the border. You're all good. I just love asking pilots all kinds of questions. It's been it's been a possible career change idea recently in the past couple of months. Oh, you're flying the Phoenix next month? Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. I mean, the Phoenix is, I mean, I like going out there for the overnight. It's dry if you're not used to desert. So it is very dry. And I definitely do feel it in my sinuses after being out there for a day or two or three. And so that's one thing that to keep in mind. The other thing is I'm not too sure how warm it is out there right this time of year, but it can get pretty warm. But as long as you stay in the shade, you really, it doesn't feel that hot. So that's one of the good things about it being so dry is even though it's hot, it's not like crazy hot. Like we have Pirate's Discretion right on here in the Houston area, and it gets hot down there, but the humidity, oh my goodness gracious, the humidity. It's going to be a change from living in Western Washington my entire life. Okay, that's right. You did say you were from the Seattle area. Yeah, that's yeah, be prepared for a little bit of desert and a lot of heat. But as long as you stay in the shade, stay well hydrated, it actually isn't that bad. Like I said, one of my favorite places to go. More favorite. Again, I'm really good at English. Yeah, one of the places I prefer to go. Now I haven't really been there in quite some time, so it is what it is. But when I do get the opportunity to go there, I absolutely love the overnight. Now, I can say, and this is no hate to Captain Jack Flight Sim. I am not hating on Captain Jack Flight Sim at all, but I do have to say one of my least favorite places to go is Denver. Denver, Colorado. And the reason why for that one is not what you think. It is not what you think. Again, it's not based on, well, in this case it is based on the airport, but my decision on where I fly isn't based on the route as much as it's based on the overnight. And Denver, Colorado is just, it's a big airport. And when you have a big airport, it takes you a long time to get outside, in which it does in Denver. It does take you quite some time to get from the airplane all the way through baggage claim and outside to the curb where the hotels are, or your shuttle pickup. And then depending on the time of day, at best, when there's no traffic, it's 45 minutes to get to downtown Denver, and well over an hour if you're hitting rush hour traffic. So it just, that extra time sitting around in a van is just it kills the mood for the overnight, you know. And then again, you have to reverse that entire process in the morning time. So you just feel like you lose so much more time getting to and from the hotel. And even if you're staying right by the airport, you know, the hotel zone by Denver is still a decent drive compared to a lot of different airports you go to where they'll have a hotel right on the airport. And Denver does have a hotel right on the airport. That's not where we stay, though. Of course, that's not going to be where we stay. So, Yeah, that's one of my least favorite places to fly into, simply for the overnight. Otherwise, I actually do like Denver. It's actually a really nice place to be in the summertime. Now, are you moving to the Phoenix area, or are you just going down there to visit for like a week or so, and then you're going back to Washington? Oh yeah, let's what I'll do is we will pop this on up right here. And this is Beanie Baby Gaming taking off out of, this is when he was in Juneau, I think it was, here. Yeah, the visibility looks absolutely terrible there. The fact that he got airborne is beyond me. Wow. Wow. And I think this is what I mean, it's really what it's like flying in and out of Alaska. Poor visibility, poor weather, and imagine it being, oh, he turned live weather off so he could actually see what's going on. Poor visibility, poor weather, icing conditions, right? In the wintertime is going to be icing conditions, mountainous terrain. That was something else. Look at that. I couldn't even tell there were mountains in the distance when there was all that fog surrounded the airport. As soon as he cleared it all up, and you see those mountains, you see how dangerous it is flying in and around the Alaska area. So, like I said, Alaska, definitely some niche flying, and definitely a required service up there as well to keep the people of Alaska connected to the rest of the world, and they keep supplies coming in and out from the rest of the world. So they have a unique job up in Alaska, and they do it very, 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 very well. That's what we're watching right now. A little bit of Beanie Baby Gaming getting set up right now. Going from Juneau to Sitka, Alaska there. So Juneau to Sitka, Beanie Baby Gaming. If you haven't seen this channel, go on over there. Give him a sub. Hit that like button for me. Be greatly appreciated. Thank you, Beanie Baby Gaming. I'll go ahead and turn you off now at this time. There we go. Beautiful. You said it's going, you're going down for a week for a conference. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Going down just for a week, not too bad. I'm trying to think, what are some of the things I like. If you do get a chance, I'm bacon. Oh my gosh, you are bacon, Beanie Baby Gaming. You just missed that I had a little bit of your stream up on the channel there. Just telling some of the channel members, if they hadn't heard of you, go ahead and swing on by and give you a sub. But one of the places, if you get a chance to go, Matt's Big Breakfast, their silos. Matt's Big Breakfast. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's been a minute since I've been there, so but I'm pretty sure that is the name of the place in downtown Phoenix. Go there, have yourself. I think it's the $5 sandwich or something like that, and essentially, I mean, it's no longer $5, inflation and such, but it started off as the $5 like breakfast sandwich. And that's kind of, I guess, one of the original sandwiches that put them on the map. So if you ever get a chance, go down to Matt's Big Breakfast. You'll know you hit the right spot when you see a line of people standing outside in 130-degree weather waiting to get inside to have some breakfast. And you would think that I'm joking, but no, that is, there are really people that will just sit outside in 100-degree weather waiting to have breakfast. I've seen it with my own eyes. You'll be in the Tempe area. The downside is I won't have much time outside of the conference. Oh, okay. Well, depending on where you stay in the Tempe area, you'll be right near one of the universities. I forget which one it is. University of Arizona or Arizona State University is one of the two. I mean, Tempe is actually a really nice little area. So, at least you'll have that to look forward to. I mean, they have lots of little restaurants and stuff around the Tempe area. And again, most of it is because of the college there is my guess why there's a decent amount of restaurants to go to. So, I mean, you won't have a lot of time outside of the conference, but you will have time to head down the street and try out some of the restaurants there. So, it won't be all bad. Hopefully you enjoy the conference down there. I kind of want to see, okay, how far along are we? We'll probably do the route verification here for the arrival in a few minutes. I want to see, hold on, Being a Baby Gaming. I want to see this departure out of here. So let me go ahead and put the departure. Oh. There we go. Absolutely beautiful. We'll go ahead and put I think you're getting ready to leave out for departure now. It looks like you're closing everything up, right? Nope, you're opening the main cargo door. So what I'll try to do is I'm gonna try to get your departure out of there, and then I'm gonna try to get your landing in a Sitka. I know there's like a whole hour in between, but I want to get that landing in the Sitka here. Let's see. You're trying to close up everything. Oh, you brought the real weather back in. Wow, the weather is just absolutely terrible. I do not know how you were able to see anything. I see you kept clearing it up there. Look at that, the real weather right there doing its thing. Absolutely terrible visibility. And this is real world weather that you were running, right? Like every so often I see it looks like you switch it so that it's clear so you can see outside, but the real world weather, this is what it's like. I can understand. Like I had seen this one YouTube Shorts video about a flight that was going out to one of the Aleutian Islands. It's like the westernmost island in the Aleutian chain. And guy was saying it was a full flight, packed flight, for a town that has, just a few hundred people. It was a packed flight. The reason why is because a few of the flights that week had already canceled, and so due to weather, so they had to. Everyone just got rebooked onto one flight that was able to make it out there once the weather got better. So that's Alaska flying for you through and through right there. Yeah. You have 2 flights a week, and if the weather is bad, you got to cancel it and take the next flight whenever they actually do fly out there. That is absolutely crazy flying. Let's see here. You got both engines spooled up. It is starting to rain sideways there now. I mean, is this the live weather there, or did you just turn all of this on? Because it just seemed like out of nowhere. It seems like out of nowhere, not only is the visibility poor, but now it's raining. Do you have the terrain on ND as well? Or whatever Boeing calls it? The terrain display? Because I see the mountains out there, and my assumption is that that SID will keep you clear of the mountains. Alright. Reconfiguring, setting the flaps up for departure. Wow. I would love to see this when there is no weather, to see that sharp right hand turn after you take off. Oh my goodness gracious. Do you have some sort of like head shaking utility that you use? Or is that all default? There's no way that's default with the head shaking like that, right? You immediately got the autopilot on. That is, or did the autopilot turn on? No, you got LNAV VNAV on. I thought you got the autopilot on right after takeoff there. Here's your hard right hand turn. You cannot see anything. Oh my goodness gracious. What an insane departure. What an insane departure out of there. I can't believe these. This is like a normal day. That's like a normal day of Alaska flying there. Man, I wish the sky was clear so you could see where the mountains are. I'd be so scared right now of like being so close to one of those mountains. That's absolutely insane. Alright, I'll turn that off for now. I'll pause you there. And move you forward into Sitka here. Oh, no. It doesn't have your landing in Sitka there. That's alright. Just kind of stops right on short final there. Interesting. Interesting. But that was Beanie Baby Gaming there, departing out of Juneau, heading down to Sitka, Alaska. It looked like the weather was significantly better down in Sitka, though. That's for sure. All right, 160 miles until our top of descent here. I'm gonna go ahead and verify. I trust but verify with the I builds. I don't know. Like I said, I'm very, very cautious of its VNAV profile. So let's go ahead. We'll bring the tablet back up, or the pad of I, and let's go ahead and look and see what the weather is in San Francisco. The winds are 300 at 17. Let's go ahead and go down here into our performance page. Next phase. 300 at 17. There we go. We'll insert that. Temperature is going to be 21 degrees. Looks fantastic. And we have an altimeter of 2985. There we go. We'll set that there. We'll go ahead and correct this here. And we'll put it in here. Excellent. 2985 set thrice. Beautiful. My guess is they're still using 28 for the arrival, 28 left and right. That tracks. So we'll do 28 right. Let's get our chart for that out. Do the ILS 28 right. Beautiful. Come over here. Nope. Let's try this 2 more times. I really hope the approach chart loads. I have no clue what's going on with the Navigraph charts. Why, in specifically, is San Francisco that's not loading? I have no clue why. Is there something going on in San Francisco I don't know about? Because I loaded all the other charts perfectly fine. It's not loading San Francisco charts though. And just as I say that and try to click on the harbor departure, Harrop departure. So literally nothing is loading in. Cool. Excellent, Navigraph. Thank you. Let's see here. Let me bring up, where's the charts app? I thought I had the charts app open. Oh, of course. Now that I open the charts app is when you're going to want to load up everything else. Okay, cool. So 213 straight in. We'll do full flaps, low auto brakes. That all looks good there. Let's see if it will load up to Bodega. Yeah, even the charts app that I just opened up is still loading. Just going to be in the loading screen, the infinite loading screen, it seems like. Navigraph have no clue why. Hopefully now that it's loaded in, it'll load in quicker. Let's see. We'll go all the way down to 10 nautical miles in plan. Beautiful. Go into flight plan. I'm all back at or above flight level 290 and 280 knots. It looks like our top of descent is going to be just before Malback there. Then we're going to go to Joan between 24 and 28 and 280 knots. Then Bigelow between 19 and 23 and 280 knots. Then Lose It between 14 and 16, 280 knots. Then Bodega at or below 13,000 feet. And then lastly, Bricks. Oh, no, Cork. Cork is at 11 and 250. And then lastly is going to be Bricks. Bricks is pretty much right over the airport at 11,000 feet. From there, I guess we'll go down the valley a little bit, descend, and U-turn it back around. That's the best thing I could say there is U-turn it back around. Because I don't think there's really going to be an arrival that is going to link us straight to the end. Of course, it's going to take forever for any of those to load. I mean, it's taking forever for anything to load, so. Oh, well. All right. Now that they've loaded, they're actually loading up pretty quickly. So, well, that'll be that. We won't worry about switching the arrival. We'll just vector ourselves back around onto the ILS here. The ILS, we have Seepin. Seepin's going to be at or above 3,000 feet. Then we have Axmal. It's going to be at or above 1,800 feet. And then from Axmal to the runway, 5 miles, 3-degree glide slope. That looks about correct. And then the mess approach will be straight ahead to Vaiku. There, kilometer 3,000 on 281 radial to Vaiku, and hold. So 3,000 straight ahead, pretty much. That looks good there. Alrighty. So the flight plan checks out. So that's the first part of our backwards Z double D. Let's go ahead, get those LS push buttons selected. 111.7. That looks good there. We have IGWQ 111.7 with a 285 approach course, 284. Close enough. Progress page, let's go SFO. Runway 28 right. Beautiful. We already did the performance approach page here. No need to do our double D. We are not doing an RNAV approach, so backwards Z double D is complete. And the biggest thing we need to do now is see if our Ghost FO is ready for a briefing. Yep, Ghost FO is ready for a briefing. Excellent. Well, Ghost FO, what are your threats for this arrival? Well, the biggest threat is going to be the terrain in the area and a star that drops us off pretty much over the San Francisco Bay Area. So we have to vector ourselves down the valley and back around and onto the ILS here. So that's going to be the biggest threat, and I would agree with that. We're going to use the Bodega 4 with our first crossing restriction at our above flight level 290 and 280 knots. Our top of descent is on approximately 90 miles here. The bottom is going to be Bricks at 11,000, and we can plan on doing a visual, back it up with the ILS to runway 28 right. Full flaps, low auto brakes, soft go around if need be. We'll go straight ahead to 3,000 and to the Vaiku intersection and hold there, and then we'll figure out how to make our way back around to 28 right if we need to. When we do land, let's make a, and it's going to take forever to load the airport diagram, but that is okay. It'll load it eventually. Once it's loaded in, it seems like it's quick to change the page, but it's taking it a second to load. I know it's a left-hand turnoff. I just don't know what the taxiways are. as soon as this loads in. There we go. Excellent. Can hide you. So probably what I would like to do ideally would take Quebec in, because that's going to drop me off right where I want to park, which is somewhere in the F terminal. And that would be my ideal location to park. Let's see. Pirate's Discretion, do we have a gate? I guess I need to call United Ops and get a gate assignment. Usually, where I park when I do my United streams is like either F16 or 17. That's one of these that I usually park at. I forget. So really doesn't matter, I guess. Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll probably turn off here, Quebec. We can take Quebec right on into the ramp and probably park F22 or 20. It really doesn't matter to me. Something quick, and then we can get those replays going after that. So there we go. Let's see. Is it remembering everything? Okay, everything is in there. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the pad of I there. Oh, the colors on Mickety Mike's stream. Yeah, it looks like it's a sunset stream, and the colors are looking absolutely fantastic. Now, I do know, I think Pirate's Discretion, you were saying earlier in the stream, how Explain, there's an update to Explain. The atmospherics and Explain look really, 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 really good. You know, I know a lot of people say, you know, Flight Sim 2024 is the most realistic looking Flight Sim. But as far as like atmospherics go, I think X-Plane may have nailed it. With that, it looks a lot more natural, a lot more realistic, than it had been before. So I think X-Plane is definitely trying to give Microsoft a run for their money, and I'm here for it. I am here for the competition because what we like in the end is an amazing flight sim to hop into, one that looks beautiful and flies even better, and at a reasonable cost too. Like I was saying last night, getting into this hobby can be insanely expensive, you know, considering there's so many different ways to spend your money, right? Like, you know, we were talking about all the airplanes and scenery that you can download. Oh my gosh, you can download petabytes of scenery, right? That in and of itself is going to drive you to get, you know, the largest solid state drives you can, or M.2 drives that you can. I myself am rocking 3 M.2 drives. My original one that I had in my last PC build, which was a 1 terabyte drive. So I have a 1 terabyte, a 2 terabyte, and a 4 terabyte drive. And let me tell you, Flight Sim takes up a ton. It's a 4 terabyte drive, and it is taking up a ton of space on that drive. So that's one of those things that, yeah, the other hidden cost of getting into this hobby is upgrading your storage. so that you can download more scenery and more airplanes. You always want to download more scenery and more airplanes. So that is, you know, I'm not gonna get out there and, you know, try to sell you a specific scenery or specific hardware or specific aircraft, because I just want you to enjoy the flight simulator, really. Phenomenal. Pirate's discretion. That wing view is phenomenal. Yes, it is phenomenal. I mean, you can see like the carbon fiber on the inside of the nacelle there, which do not touch that. It is not sealed carbon fiber. If you touch that on your walk around, you're going to come back with a little piece of carbon fiber inside of your finger. Ask me how I know. Oh man. Do not know why this says we're 16 minutes out. Let me zoom this on in a little bit. 40 miles from our top of descent. You know, I usually like descending about 20 miles out. Let's go ahead and dial in 11,000 feet, which is going to be the bottom side at Brooks there. Beautiful. Very interesting that this literally has painted new terrain this entire time. I don't think the terrain radar on this works. I think, don't quote me on this, I think the actual radar works, but I don't think the terrain radar works here, which is very interesting. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I tries. I think they poured, like I said, they poured a whole lot more time and effort. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying right before we, right before the airplane turned itself upside down. I poured a lot more effort into the A350 than it has for the Asobo projects, such as the A330 and the A321. For Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, and it shows the sound in this airplane are very basic, just like in the 330, very basic. Some stuff that's glitchy, like you're constantly seeing bugs jumping around on the screen here. You know, that's stuff that you don't see in the 350, in their 350 product line. You know, some inaccuracies in the McDo. Although I am loving the Dreams, I cannot complain there, although the color is off. VHF1 reception not selected. That's interesting. Okay, clear that little scratch pad. So, yeah, that color, it would be more in line with a white versus like a yellowish white. The other thing with the Dream, oh, you can't do it on this, can you? I don't know what off is. Another thing with the Dreams, a little known thing with the Dreams, is if you have the loudspeaker off, you get an ECAM message saying the loudspeaker's off. It's kind of a nuisance. And so the workaround is to literally just turn it, just the smallest turn from the off position on each side. Just a tiny little turn on each side there, just so you don't get the ECAM message. Don't know why Dreams has to have that. Obviously, there must be something different with how this wants you to listen to the radio. I have no clue. It's weird that that's an ECAM message. Don't know why they did that. But it is what it is, and we have a work. I mean, you know, pilots will find a workaround, and that's the workaround for it there. So let's go ahead. We'll manage up our speed. Beautiful. And bring that down to the 40 nautical mile range, and we're definitely within the area I want to be for descending. So I will also begin a managed descent that has the restriction there at flight level 290. Now usually you won't see 290 displayed unless it's going to level off at 290. Usually you'll see 11,000 all the way down here, and whenever it has a restriction that it knows it's going to level off at, then it will change it to the magenta and the altitude, and as you start getting to that altitude, it'll come on up and stop right in the middle there. So again, another just very small inaccuracy there with this, but you know, nothing I can overall it's performing quite well. I don't know what happened on Mickey Mike's stream there, where it looks like he's just landing in Birmingham. But I don't know what happened, why he had to switch to Phoenix. But you know, it is what it is. You know, maybe the I airplane was giving him a little bit of trouble. You know, they gave me my trouble earlier. Airplane upside down, so it is what it is. I'm not mad about that at all, and I can hear the wind noise picking up yet again. Like I'm hearing more wind than I am anything else. Kind of wish I kind of wish that you know, there's a way to adjust the volume, and maybe there is. Maybe I need to go in. I really wish that was like a settings button where I could like adjust stuff without having to fully pause the simulator, but that's all right. So you see how that turned blue? That's what it should be, because we were never going to cross that at flight level 290. So 11,000 in blue is what you would see unless it plans on leveling off, which it looks like it does plan on leveling off all the way down here near Bodega. So that's why we got the flight level 240. That's very interesting. Well, we will see. We have a magenta down arrow or a level off arrow here, so that's where in that case I think we'll be leveling off at flight level 190. While we're here, let's go ahead and see what the San Francisco CTAF is. It's going to be 120.5, so we'll go ahead and do that. Auto ATC, doing auto ATC things. 1205, let's go ahead and select a frequency to put it in, or an area to put it in. 120.5. There we go. Love it. So much quicker. I can deselect that. Whenever I'm ready, I can just flop that on over. Beautiful. Very quiet back here in the descent. Have we flown into Reno? I don't remember if we have flown into Reno. I'm pretty sure I may have flown out of Reno. I just can't remember if I've flown into Reno. It is, if we have, it's definitely probably a default airport. Maybe I found it on Reno on flightsim.to. But it's probably definitely is a default airport. That could be one that we do. maybe like a turn and burn Tuesday, Las Vegas to Reno. It's a pretty short flight, right? Is that what you were thinking there, Pirate's Discretion? Hold on 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. That's something up here flying around, and I'm not too sure what it is. Just being a nuisance is what it's being. No big deal there. We're still descending via. That is looking good. There. You said, yeah, heavy max gross weight Spirit A319 Vegas to Reno turn. All right, yeah. I mean, I'm down for that. We could do a Spirit A319. Do we want the wing fence or the sharklet? Yeah, we can do that and do a max takeoff. Although it's hard to do a max gross weight on like a burn like that, simply because you got to be below max landing weight before you land. So if you wanted to do like a heavy max gross weight out of Reno, then it would have to be like a long flight to burn the gas to get below your max landing weight. Now I would do like a max landing weight takeoff, but it's not going to be the same. That's like saying a max weight takeoff for the airframe. Why do we have speed errors? Why are we doing a 200? See, my guy. Why do I have to do all the work, right? I'm like, why do we have a speed error? I lose it. See, and that's one of the things that is just like, okay, yeah, I could probably go back and tweak and fix a few things here and there. No big. We are about to transition. Let's go ahead and get our wing lights on, shall we? We will double check our status page. There's nothing there. We can bring up our perf approach page over here, and the altimeter is 29er85. We can set that once, twice, and thrice. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and do a descent checklist, shall we? The altimeters, we got 29er85. The auto brake is low. Perf approach page is set with the arrival briefing. It's been reviewed. Bodega for ILS, visual approach backed up with ILS 288. Status is checked. Our descent checklist is complete there. Okay, wingtip fences will do. That'll be like our next tournament Tuesday. I wonder if this works. Oh, it doesn't. I got curious. It doesn't work. Of course, it's not. It's not a full air. It's not a full-on Airbus. I was wondering if the backup speed out works here. That's unique to the Neo as well. Pretty much uses GPS speed and altitude, and it will sub it in here. And I forget the symbology for it, but it will show the symbology slightly different to let you know, hey, this is GPS estimated altitude, this GPS estimated speed. It's not your actual speed coming from your pitot tubes or air data computers. So interesting. I figured that would work. Well, no, I didn't figure it would work. That is a lie. I knew it wasn't going to work, but it was worth giving it a little press there. And I do think these work. Yeah, these do work to move fuel out of the ACTs and into your center tank. And that's the thing with the fuel system of the A321. All you're doing is moving fuel from an ACT or an RCT, if you're talking about the XLR, from ACTs or the AF1, AF2, whatever you want to call them, ACT tank to the center tank. Center tank moves it to the wing tank, and the wing tank and the engines feed off of the wing tanks. So all you're doing is moving fuel from tank to tank to tank to the engine. That's it. That's it. You cannot feed directly from an ACT to an engine, and you can't feed directly from the center tank to an engine. It's tank to tank to tank. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and begin the process of slowing it up to 250 knots. I'll do an open descent since 11 is the final altitude here. Bring in some speed brakes so that we can get down and go down. Make this crossing restriction here at Cork. Got San Francisco right in front of us. There you go. Or I guess I could have hit not that one. Oh no, wrong button. Okay. Alrighty, let's reset that. Beautiful. I had the wrong button program there. That's quite alright. So we're at 11,000. What we will do is, I think it's a heading after bricks, right? So on that heading, we'll begin our descent on down to like 3,000 or 4,000 feet, something like that. And then we'll make a U-turn back on around and into the valley here. Let's just go ahead and get our lights on. Ring our flight attendants as well. Let's go ahead and get rid of our in-flight music, at least for now. Beautiful. And lastly, I need to start the replay. So Let's go ahead and where's my replay tool? There it is. Beautiful. And start recording. Alrighty, our replay is recording. Terrain on ND is on. It's still not showing me where any terrain is, but that's quite alright. We're level here at whatever this is, 11,000 feet. Let's go ahead and we will pre-select 4,000 feet, put that in hundreds of feet now. I have the speed, so let's go to previous phase, activate, confirm. That all looks good there. So what we'll do is we'll pretty much just trust that we'll stay in the valley here. We're making our turn out from under the airport. There's the airport right there. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and go 4,000 straight on down. In fact, let's go 3,000, shall we? We'll go 3,000 on down. Get the speed brakes out. We'll head on down without delay. Flat disconnect ahead. Yep, that makes sense. Now let's go to the direct page, and this is where it's a little different. So you have seepin radial in. Should be. You bring you up. Okay. We'll do it this way. Two. And it's gonna be, sorry. The 10. 100, 104. Am I doing maths okay? There we go. Beautiful. And then I think to hold it, we'll hold this. Well, let's not hold it that long because we don't want to descend into a mountain. So now we'll do like a 1-1. Actually, yeah, we'll do like a 100 heading. Or that heading. And then we will hit that one more time. That will radial in us. Beautiful. Nope. Continue your turn. What are you doing? I'll bring the speed brakes back in. We will begin our slowdown. We're 4 for 3. Slow it up to 210 knots. I go ahead and switch us over now. Alrighty, let's go ahead and swing the needle all the way around to like a 010 heading. And we're VFE next, minus 10, flaps 1. Speed verified. Beautiful. We'll do a 190 speed. Let's go ahead and fly heading 310, and we'll intercept the localizer off of that heading. And we'll clear ourselves for the approach. Let's go ahead and put 1800 in just in case. End up missing that. Flaps 2, our speed is verified. Let's go ahead and watch the flaps come out here. Alrighty, I might be just barely too high, so I'll go ahead and do an open descent now. Just so we will be able to catch up. Yep, got it. Low capture, looking good. Go ahead and arm the speed brakes, shall we? When the glide slope starts coming back in, we'll slow it all the way down to final approach speed there. San Francisco traffic, United 3318 is on a 10-mile final runway 28 right San Francisco traffic. Alrighty, there we go. I think I made that on 2050. Yep, I did. Below min fuel. I have plenty of fuel. What are you talking about? This airplane's weird. Alrighty, so here comes our glide slope. Let's go ahead and manage our speed. Man, as soon as those engines come back to idle, it is all drag. Gear down. Flaps 3. The INI, they want you to do this whole... I don't know which one it is. Something like that. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. And our glide slope has been captured. Let's go ahead and set the missed approach altitude. That is 3,000. That's set. Flaps full before landing checklist. Alrighty, the before landing checklist altimeters, we have 2985 and 1600. Engine mode, norm, landing gear, down and 3 green, ECAM MO, landing no blue. Before landing checklist is complete. There we go. I'll turn the sim volume back. I mean, it's already kind of loud. I guess I'll leave it where it is. Turn it up a little bit. It's mostly just engine noise at this point. And get this view reset. Beautiful. I will see you on the ground. We are descending. Yeah, okay. It's just a different viewpoint. And what I think it probably should be. That's probably what I'm used to right here.
1,000.
Stable. That little viewpoint. Know your aircraft, right? Pirate's discretion. Oh man. There we go. Wish me luck. Autopilot's coming off. Man, I can barely hear that autopilot clicking off. I can hear the engines. I can hear the packs running. I can barely hear any of the buttons or switches being switched. It's very interesting. Although that triple click was very loud in my ear. correcting. Like, it's an idle. I do not know why I keep saying retard. There we go. We are down, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to San Francisco. You can tell the rudders are very sensitive. I have linear. Alrighty, manual braking. Our auto brakes are off. I don't think it says it. That's okay. And we will take this first turn off here. I think this is a taxiway. Pretty sure it is. Just do this. How about that? Where's my airplane at? Oh, okay. Nope. This is a non-existent taxiway. No, it is. Taxiway Echo. Or taxiway something. There's a hotspot here, though. Alrighty, so we will continue down and cross San Francisco Traffic United 3318, crossing 28 right at taxiway Tango. We'll be taxiing to the ramp via Alpha San Francisco traffic. Alrighty. Should I go straight ahead to whatever this is? I don't think the glide slope is that high in real life. Yeah. I mean, this scenery has its own issues. Pirates Direction, United Ops didn't send me a gate. Could I get a gate from United Ops there? And once we get on to the other side here, apparently this is a non-existent taxiway as well. We'll taxi on into the ramp at Alpha. Here, let me make a right-hand turn and we will hold. While I'm doing that, flaps can come up. Beautiful. Excellent. Oh, the flight directors turned themselves off. Very nice. The self-resetting flight directors. Get all of our lights off. And I'm not going to forget the APU this time, because reasons. There we go. Beautiful. Let's pull up GSX. And what are we thinking? Foxtrot 15 is what that's probably going to be the most. There has to be 3 Foxtrot 15s. Echo 19. Alrighty. So, where's E at? And where's 19? Here's E. Just don't know where 19 is. There's a 13. There's a 9 and a 13. I don't see a 19. Yeah, there's no 19. Echo 9? That could work. Nope. I want United. This is what it would like. You. Sounds like the APU has finished its startup procedure there. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's very interesting that the airplane kept in retard, even though I was at idle and in the flare, literally just holding it in the flare, waiting for the airplane to touch down. I wasn't trying to roll it on. I was literally just trying to let the aircraft settle onto the ground and take whatever we got. My viewpoint was definitely off because I felt higher than we were, and maybe it is because I moved my viewpoint up a little bit there as we were coming in. So maybe that's the reason why it felt so high. Let's go ahead and get that turned off. Echo as we're passing the gate. All right. Boop. All right. Let's see. United Ops. Change facility. Echo 13. And of course, there's 3 of them. Let's go with Tango, I guess. No. United. Thank you. There we go. Let's see. Alrighty, here we go. Has that ever happened to me in real life? No, that's never happened to me in real life. Alrighty, you ready for this crazy turn? You gotta we'll do a roll. You gotta get some speed up and then crank it. Boom, there we go. Alrighty. The Marshler's not going to be too happy with me, but that's alright. I don't even think my tail is going to be all the way in. The line isn't going to make sense. Yeah, we're gonna be like inside the building here. Close enough for me. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, man, know your airplane. Come on, it's San Francisco. You gotta know your airplane. Alrighty. We'll go ahead and get engine 2 off. There we go. Well, first of all, seatbelt sign, that comes off. Engine 2 is off. APU is on. Engine 1 can come off. That's all beautiful down below there. Let's go ahead and get our fuel pumps off. Excellent. Beacon light can come off. While the FADEX are still on, you can check your engine oil. That's like the only time you can check it without actually having to physically turn the FADEX back on. Beautiful. Everything looks good there. Alrighty, let's go ahead and do a shutdown checklist. Park brake is on and checked. Engine masters are off. Engine mode is norm. Speed brake disarmed. The radar is off. The wind shear PWS is off. Our fuel pumps are all off. Slides. This one has 2466 disarmed. APU is on. The shutdown checklist is complete. Let's see if this is actually going to deplane us, or yeah, look how far out we're hanging. No, I don't think this is going to actually deplane anything. I really don't think it is. Yeah. Maybe a few more feet in. Again, this gate was never really set up. Let's see. Can I request deboarding? Request deboarding. Oh, it is going to come to me. Oh, wow, look at there. Beautiful. Now, just to get it clear of the building, the nose of this airplane, that there's a T right there. So my guess is you should really be parked all the way where that T is, and not all the way back here. That way you can clear this whole short, and people can taxi by you without actually having to worry if they're going to hit you. Neither here nor there. I'll take the default GSX profile. Can't be mad about it. Where are my vehicles going? Or are you just driving away? Oh, one's driving away and another one's coming. Alrighty. Can't be mad about that. Is it me, or is this drone camera tilted ever so slightly? Let's go ahead and we will disconnect from VATSIM. That is beautiful. We'll go ahead and turn our ground music back on. Excellent. And we can stop our... Did I request boarding or deboarding? Did I do it again? Did I request boarding? Oh my gosh, I requested boarding. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and stop our recording there. And since I am deboarding for like no apparent, or boarding for like no apparent reason at all, we'll just stop that. That'll be easy. This will be easy. We can go in here, restart Koodle. There we go. Boom. Done. Magically, we have finished with that. Beautiful. I will get rid of this. Beautiful. And I'll hop back inside. We'll get it in a ready state. So let's close everything up here on the ground. You said, has that ever happened to you, IRL? Gate changes? Oh, well, yeah, gate changes have happened after you've passed your gate as well. Or after you pass the gate you're going to. Yeah, it happens. You turn around and go back into the gate. Dispatch changes your gate a million times. Oh, 100%. That will happen. There'll be some times where you're flying along and you'll get 2 or 3 or 4 printouts of different gates, and you're just like, what is going on down there? Great ground maneuvering, thank you. Yeah, I mean, you can really crank this if you have enough speed. Well, you don't need to be going insanely fast, just a few knots, but you also need to have spooled engines, because as soon as you crank that tiller around, as soon as you crank this tiller all the way around to its max deflection point, you'll begin losing that momentum. So you want to have a little bit of momentum, and then you want to have the engine spooled so you can keep that momentum going. You enjoyed the stream. You overshot your gate. Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Pirate's discretion, really do appreciate it. Boeing 737 Max parked here a couple of minutes ago. Oh, really? Like in VATSIM or IRL? Let's go ahead. Close. That's annoying me. Beautiful. Panel states we'll get it ready for takeoff here. Let me go outside one more time. Everything is closed up. We are ready for takeoff. Let's go ahead. And I heard a triple chirp somewhere, so that has to be good, right? So let's go ahead and get our replay going. We'll load up our replay and take a look at this landing. Beautiful. We'll let things kind of stabilize there. Okay, spoilers are armed. Get the flaps back in the full position coming in from Burbank. Oh, okay, IRL coming in from Burbank. A Max 8. Wow, okay. Excellent. Do not know why Alpha Floor is triggered for like no reason at all. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, beautiful wing view there. I mean, the 2024 Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 A321, much better improved model versus the 2020 Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 A320. I think I pretty much took what Microsoft gave them for 2020 and said, we'll just make the systems. And then for 2024, they kind of built the airplane from the ground up there as well. Beautiful landing there. Held it off just a little bit. I wasn't really looking for the greaser, but hey, I will take whatever I can get there. Oh, absolutely beautiful. That little wiggle, that the rudder sensitivity is definitely compared to what the Phoenix would be. Let's go outside for the view outside here. Okay, have a great night, says Pirate's Direction, or Pirate's Discretion. I do not know why that's so hard for me to say. It's Pirate's Discretion. Really do appreciate you coming out and spend a little bit of time with me this evening, Pirate's Discretion. Thank you so much. Ooh. Let's get right just about there, shall we? We'll do it right over the touchdown. Right here. Boom. We'll back that up. Ooh, let me bring it off the ground just a little bit there. Did I take that back too far? There we go. Absolutely beautiful. It does look like some of her lights are off, but that's okay. I'm not mad about that. It is a replay. Oh, they're just popping into view now. Oh, I flirted just a little too much there, but I just held it. You know, wasn't trying to go. I mean, look how low that tail gets, though. That little waggle from my rudder being too sensitive. Not mad about it, though. But yeah, look how low that tail gets to the ground. Yeah, my viewpoint definitely was off. I'm surprised I wasn't a tail strike. I have definitely seen it where someone has gotten an A321 that high, and it gets really close. Like when those mains touch the ground and the shock or the struts compress, it looks crazy close to his tail strike. Even though it's not, it just looks crazy close to his tail strike. So I think my viewpoint was just a little too high there. So note to self: don't change the viewpoint from what it is in the airplane, because it is exactly where it needs to be there. Alrighty, we'll draw it back one last time here. And while we wait for this last replay to run, I would like to thank Pirates Discretion. Thank you for coming on out, spending your evening here with me this evening, giving me a turn and burn suggestion for next Tuesday. That's what we will do. Tune in as we do some Allegiant Ops or Spirit Ops from Las Vegas all the way down to Reno and back for Turn and Burn Tuesday. Pirates Discretion, thank you very much. Silos, thank you as well. I really do appreciate you coming out and spend a little bit of your evening with me as well. Beanie Baby Gaming, thank you for spending a little bit of your time with me this evening, even though you had your own stream that you were doing. Really do appreciate you all coming out and showing a little love in the chat. Like I said, next week, Turn and Burn Tuesday, Spirit Ops, Las Vegas to Reno and back. I look forward to doing it. Until I see you all at the very next live stream, please remember to take care of yourselves and each other. Until I see you at the next one, my name is Gray Eagle. Peace.